able to see me. I do have chat available, it looks like. Let's get out of this and see where we're at. And chat. And so, hey, I hope everybody can see me. Welcome. I am just getting a little bit of the things that I use to get things started going. And I'm so happy to see you this beautiful Sunday morning. It's a little cooler than it's been. And got my smoke going in a wild direction here. So let me scooch my little stuff I use here to get things going over to this direction. There we go. And kind of keep that going. Might be a little bit much for a minute or two. So anyways, glad to see you all, and I hope you can see me. And if you can find the chat there, go ahead and get into the chat. It should be workable, and haven't seen anybody yet, but I'll just put that out there like that. And I have some music going, so I think I can probably shut that down for you. There we go. And back into our chat. So anyways, I'm Shawn Shelton. I'm part of SageHeartSoul, and my smoke's a little bit much this morning. I had, I'm part Choctaw Indian, and so when I became involved in what I do now a little bit more, I did take some time to, sorry guys, let me just stop that. I did take some time to learn about what my ancestors recommended for when we're tapping into areas and learning about things. And so I try to start these sessions off this way, where I'm in a good spiritual place anyways. And of course, I'm a God believer, that I'm a Christian person. I'm nothing here without God. That's the end of that discussion. And so it doesn't matter who you are on this earth to me. We all came here to learn some kind of lesson, no matter who we are, and we'll return one day back to Him. But in the meantime, we get the opportunity to learn and grow and progress in our gifts and the things that we've been blessed with. And so in learning if you are gifted a little bit, and you have certain things you like to do and certain prayers and what have you. And if you're learning and you've come from different cultures, which all of us have, it's nice to go back and try to learn from somebody. And so I did reach out to some folks in the Choctaw Nation, particularly about the time that I was working with getting Cody laid to rest after they had found him and his remains. And so I had the opportunity to go out there and visit the site where he had been found. And I wanted to be sure that when I took myself out there, I took myself out in partially spiritual realm there, so that I could see better what I had already seen, what he had already shown to me in the time that I had been able to share and learn. So what I do here, my little thing I do, is what they had told me to do and to expect. And of course, at any of this, if you're working on this and learning about it, anytime you do that, please be sure that you sage, you do whatever you do to make your area closed up, clean, and happy. And so I keep a little soft Palo Santo on hand, because I like good spirit around, and Palo Santo is known to keep good spirit around, and anything negative to not be allowed in and to leave. And so right now it's kind of burning off, so it's a little smoky here, but sorry about that. Anyways, Sage Heart Soul is what I decided to call myself. And I did that because of sage, of course, for clearing, and my heart. I'm attracted to heart. I even have a heart ring. I've had it forever and ever. And I like hearts. There's just something about them to me. And I don't know. I have kind of a big heart, so it's a good thing. And soul is very important, because in my belief world, we are magnificent spirits who came here to take on these gloves, our bodies. And when we leave here, our bodies will leave. They will break down. We will go back to spirit. and right now we're just encapsulating these beautiful bodies and learning and living our lives and enjoying our families and doing everything that we're supposed to do, hopefully, to get back there. So it's a journey, and it's one that we hope to enjoy. Um, is anybody out there seeing me yet? Can I get somebody to throw me a sign, or however it works? If they are able to write a little hello, that'd be great. And we may not have many folks. I'm still learning how to do this. And of course, I have allergies all the time and smoke. So sorry about that. But anyway, so I thought today we would just do a little bit of talking and a little bit of working like we've been doing. And if somebody jumps on, that's awesome. And I appreciate it. It should be live with on YouTube as well as Facebook. And so, again, if you're able to join me, that's great. And I'm on Restream. I don't know if there's a difference there. If you can on Facebook, if you're going to get to me with a chat that way, or if you go to Restream, or how it works. But anyways, still working on it, and appreciate it if you're out there. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. I think today I kind of shoot from the hip on this right now as I learn, but the first thing I wanted to talk a little bit about was grief, because it's tough. And I've come across a few things here this week, not only in my own self, but watching people. I watched so I go out and investigate in cemeteries once in a while, and in different rooms and places, because I know they're out there. I know those folks are around us, and I appreciate being able to hear from them once in a while and see how they're doing and put them at ease, and sometimes helping them move along if they need to. I notice this particularly, I think, with little kids, that children sometimes don't realize they can move on. The last thing they remember is where they were at the last time they saw anybody. And even though adults are probably the same way, I mean, there's so many different amazing stories out there of, spirit that is stuck around, or held on. And so I think it's just really helpful sometimes to go places and then find out kind of who you're visiting with, and maybe be able to help them see the light, or point them in that direction. Spirit doesn't have to leave here. They may choose not to. They may choose to leave for a time and come again. Who knows? Who knows how this all works, right? I have my theories, because I've been working on it and learning about it and talking with other folks, and gaining my insight on it. But I just really believe they're around us when they need to be, or they want to be. And I think they're busy with God too. But I do think that there are folks here that, for whatever reason, just can't go on, just can't move, make that step up, And so it's nice to try and help them once in a while too, and to confirm, for people. And when it comes to grief, I just want to put my 2 cents into the bag. You can never explain to somebody how to grieve. We can't. There's no way to do it. Everybody does it differently. Everybody's impacted by it differently. Everybody thinks they got it when it happens sometimes, and they don't. They think they have a great understanding, and they don't. And I think it's really important for us to be patient. And I saw a really great example of that. Back to I was watching somebody that was out doing a live on a cemetery, and I don't know the name of the person, or I would give them a shout out. But I was just really impressed by them, because they had a lady come up and start shouting at them about, how rude it was that they were there. And what they were doing was really looking at a grave site that was actually way back in the 1800s, and they were trying to clear. I thought it was so wonderful. This poor little infant had passed away, and they were trying to clear for people the myth, the urban legend, that this baby had been known as a witch baby, and that his mother was some kind of terrible witch. Because you know how it is, a lot of things got blown way out of proportion back in the day, and a lot of people took some terrible steps to end people's lives over what they thought they knew about them. Anyways, I just was really loving the program, and this person was working so hard to give the information, and it looked like the parents had actually done something to protect that area. And in fact, apparently there wasn't many other people around the baby. And because of, I don't know why I didn't get to catch that part, but this woman came up, she was completely irate, upset, hurt, very angry at this person who was innocently trying to stay out of people's way, didn't have a big camera crew, wasn't in there with 45 trucks, wasn't doing anything but trying to end an urban legend and allow this baby to have some peace, and the parents to have some peace that had this baby, because again, this was way back, this isn't anytime soon. And so they had found out the information, and lo and behold, the mother never practiced any kind of anything. She was just a normal mama, had a baby, and that baby just didn't survive. And at about 10 months old, it left the earth. And so anyways, the lady came back though, and the person that was doing the letting us see this live, had said that they wish they would have behaved a little differently, because at first it just took them off guard. We hear so much about Karen, and people are really short these days. Nobody smiles hardly, but boy, they will jump on you in a heartbeat for something they see going on. And assuming that they know what it is before they ever give you an opportunity to go, hey, let me explain. And so anyways, the commentator there was really sweet and said, it just caught me off guard, and I kind of, just let them have it at first and went, whoa, 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 whoa. And she came up again during that recording, and that's where I really genuinely appreciated this person. She mentioned that she had a dear one in that same area, and it was her husband, I guess, and she was grieving him, and she was hurting. And she said, and she apologized all over herself. I'm so sorry. It just caught her wrong, caught her in the moment that she was maybe having a hard time. And the commentator was so kind. And, he said, I just wish you would have been able to express that to me. And I'm sorry that I went off the way I did for a second, but I'm glad I caught myself and didn't make it worse. And eventually, in a few minutes into it, he finally just said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make this a short one today, because out of respect for her, to give her a chance and give her a chance to breathe and not feel like, and he didn't show her. He was kind enough not to put her out there on, so the whole world sees who this poor woman is. And, just really was kind to her. And I thought that was just so telling of a lot of the folks in this work that we do, whether you're a medium, a psychic, you use animals to heal with, you go to these places and you try to contact or hear. It's just so kind to see. It's so nice to see when somebody's really genuinely kind and caring of another human being who's still living here, and still has to get up every morning. So grief is really, I have told people what I've learned about grief, and I've lost many people, and I'll tell you, I had cancer when I was younger, and I had a 14-month-old baby and a 4-year-old son, and got told you got a 50-50 shot of making this one. And I went, I don't like those odds. And I didn't. And I was determined to continue to survive, and I did. But I tell you, there's some oddness to that too, because it's very difficult for you to survive when you watch others who don't get to. Old people, young people, people your age, people who are pregnant, people who aren't pregnant, people who are, just all these things come into play there. And you kind of wonder why you're still here. Why aren't they, But it wasn't my time yet. I had work to do. And I hope this is part of that work. I enjoy doing it. And anyways, just my message to you is just understand, when I tell people about me anyways, what I always say, my little line is, You just learn how to live a new normal. It's not the normal you want or the one you expect, but it's the one you have. So you learn to live it because we have a job to do here still. We have a purpose. That's why we're still here. That's why our loved one isn't. They're busy. They're not gone. They're doing stuff, you know? At least that's my theory. I think the hard part is for us, it's hard to not be able to touch them or see them face to face and speak to them the way we can. But I can guarantee you, my boy Cody, he pops in and out, and not just where I notice he's around, but where others know he's around. I get told every now and then by people that can read that, hey, there's somebody with you. And I know who that is. I know who that is. And I'm so grateful for that knowledge and the peace that that brings me. And I hope that it can bring others peace too. And that's why I'm involved in trying to do the work that I believe I'm here to do. And I think I mentioned the first time I had a spastic video out there as I learn what I'm doing, that it was, First Corinthians verse 12 that really did shine a lot of light on our gifts. All of us are given gifts, and all of us have the ability to tap in to our anomalous or our paranormal side of our brain. Some of us do it automatically. Some of us are born that way. Some of us have trauma that jump starts that for us. And some of us just start working on it. We just feel like that's a cool thing. I am so fortunate. I'm going to do a little shameless plug for my friend Tina Escoto. She has a class on Monday nights. Anybody out there in the Arizona area that would like to come? Tina has Awaken Your Gifts Within. I think you have to answer questions if you want to join her website. She won't let you on without that. She takes her what she does very serious, and she's very good at what she does for us. And when I was wanting to find a place where I could go, I remember walking the first time I walked into her class. I just like, it was like, oh gosh, I felt like I was home for a second. I felt like I was in a place where other people have these same kind of things going on, and everybody was totally normal. You felt normal in it, and it was nice to find that. So I do encourage that for people. Also, she does a great job healing. She has horses that she uses to heal people, and she's a healer in her own right. And of course, I believe that mediumship takes on a lot of aspects, and there's lots of ways to be a healer. And it's not necessarily that you lay your hands on somebody but the ones that can, they're phenomenal. Okay. But just being able to touch somebody's heart with a message that you believe comes through their loved one and talks to them, being that radio is healing. I cannot count the times that I have had that opportunity now, and I have yet to have anybody tell me that really sucked. Thanks a lot. you know, I just the relief and the peace and the ability to take a new step forward and to quit living in an old place, trying to understand why something was the way it was and why this happened. You know what? We get one shot at this life, and I do it too, you guys. I get depressed and bummed out and have days where I think, oh, let's forget it, but you just keep going. We have to keep going. And the one thing I can tell you about mediumship that's been wonderful for me is being able to tap in for somebody, to let somebody come through and channel that out or give that out to the other person and have it match. And I tell people, you may or may not understand what I'm trying to say, but I'm going to do the best I can. And so far I've been very fortunate and had a lot of opportunity to touch people's lives with that and to give them some peace. I can tell you, I would be out of my mind if I did not know that my son is okay. It's not okay here for me because I miss him, and it doesn't matter what our life was like. It wasn't easy here for him and I. Not from the time my kids had some issues. All kids have issues. We all have issues, okay? But I'd give anything to have that boy standing here screaming at me, yelling at me, telling me how pissed off and angry he is at me one more time. Because at the end of the day, I still love him. I loved him all that time. I loved him before. I'll love him after. And that's the part that's hard for everybody. So when we get a moment where we're able to have somebody come in for us and express that to another and have that person understand or have that resonate for them, it's a beautiful thing. I couldn't fake it. I can't fake it because I don't know how to. And I'm going to tell you, with mediums, they may not always say everything the way you understand. You may go, and so it's good to go to different ones. Okay. Don't feel like you are being screwed over by somebody that tries to help you. If they'll do the best they can, but you have to understand this is a gift for us, for anybody who does this work. And here's what you need to remember. If somebody comes to me from the other side and I feel them, I'm going to do my best to tell you what it is I see, feel, hear, smell, whatever it is. But I'm trying to gather what they're trying to tell or show me the best they know how. So my brain has to be able to figure out what that is exactly they're showing me or telling me. And I have to be able to say that out to somebody else and give them that information so that, thanks, Lucy, so that their brain can pick up on what I'm saying and be able to make that connection. And so what I try to tell people is don't, it's not fake. It's just the way I interpret what's being said to me and try to put it out to the person I'm trying to help and how they interpret it. And here's the funny thing. And I always try and tell them, listen, when we're all done here, I'm going to finish up my day, go about my business, and I'm going to go home tonight and go to sleep if I can. And I'm not going to think about this again because it wasn't my message. I'm just the radio. I'm just trying to give it to you. Okay. But I just really don't think they're wrong. Sometimes I tell people, I try to give you everything. Whatever I see, whatever I feel, I'm going to tell you what it is, whether I know it's right or wrong, whether you say I understand or not. Because here's what I notice 24 hours later, 3 weeks down the line, maybe a longer time than that. What am I going to get? I'm going to get a note from somebody. And you know what it's going to say? You know that time when I had you do this and you told me that and this happened and you saw that and I couldn't figure it out? I figured it out. It shows up. We do our best to get that information out there from loved ones to other loved ones. Okay. So, and I really encourage you, if a medium doesn't seem to come through for you in a way you can understand it, go to another medium. It's okay. There's not tons of us out there, but there's a lot of people out there that are gifted. Let them try and help you. If it brings you some peace, what do you care? you know? So anyways, well, listen, I think for today, I just wanted to get this going. I'm still trying to get through school, so I need to get started on some homework today. But I thought what I would do for fun, and I'm not a big tarot person. What I do with my tarot cards is I use them to start a conversation. Okay, so let me see what I pull. We're going to do a past, present, and future today. And maybe this will resonate with you. And if it does, or something from it, shows up next week for you, great. Okay. And we'll just pick some pretty cards. I like these cards. Let me show you let me give a plug for this person. Oh, sorry, guys. I love these. They're so pretty. It's called the Lightworker Oracle. So we'll see what happens here today, okay? So let me pick some cards. I'm going to pick 3. These are past, present, future for you. And I don't know if anybody can hear this or needs to hear it or whatever, but we're just going to have some fun and do it anyways, okay? All right, let me see here. So this first card will be our past. This card's called Initiation by Fire. Now, I'm going to tell you, these cards are just beautiful. Initiation by Fire. There you go. when I look at her, and the way I use them is I look and try to use spirit or whatever to help guide me in what I'm going to present. I'm looking at a past here that perhaps somebody out there was grounded like this at one time, and the light just flowed through and they felt protected and loved and were centered. So maybe this person is not feeling so much that feeling anymore. But understand, this is your history. This is where you come from. Okay? This is where I come from. We started this way. But with everything going on in life, sometimes we just don't get the time to ground like we should. So take some time to do that. Take some time to remind yourself where you come from. Okay. So we'll go with that one. It's beautiful. And that our present, let's look at our present today and see if this resonates with anybody out there. Oh, yeah. So this is the Cosmic Heart, the Cosmic Christ. This is another beautiful card. I'm sorry if you can't see those very well, you guys, but it's beautiful. And what I get from this, first of all, you all know me. I'm all about God as much as I can. Am I perfect? Nope. Do I cuss like a sailor? Hell yes. I'm so sorry. I mean, there's just moments, but I try not to. But it's there. So I'm not perfect. He protects all. He is all for us. He is radiant and beautiful. And this light projecting up to him is from us. He loves us. It's not coming down. It's going up to him to let him know, hey, we're still here and we still believe and we're still hanging on to your every word. Okay. And again, there's that protective, I can't know if you can see it, but there's that protective bubble. And this looks like kind of a city right in here. Like he's just protecting us from the waters, and the waters are a little bit rocky right now. And I would say that's true for our world. We're in a rocky place right now. We have been for some time, and we have to maneuver that. But don't forget him. Don't forget God. Don't forget, here is temporary. There, not so much. Okay. So use that, take that throughout your week. Use that to ride on and to enjoy, take in the light, take in the moments, okay? And remember, there's something bigger than all of this. And, I actually pulled two for the cards are funny. They have a mind of their own too. So I pulled two for the future. So let's look at this first one. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. This is the third ray of creative challenge. This is a soul that's down there on the ground. If you can see her, she's beautiful. And she's rising up through the mariposas, the butterflies, and she's rising up in her creativity. So somebody needs to hear this today. Please don't be stagnant. If there's something that you want in life to do, if there's a place you need to explore or visit, or a piece of artwork you want to try to do, or something you've never done. I'll never forget my mom telling me 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I walked in her house with paintbrushes, canvas, and paints. And she said, what's that for? And I said, you're going to paint. Because, older people, they're cognitive. I wanted her to paint to make her think. And she goes, Shawn, I can't paint. I said, Mom, why can't you paint? She goes, I'm left-handed. Left-handed? For at that time, 85, 84 years, you haven't painted anything because you're left-handed, Mom. You know what I'm saying? We stagnate ourselves. We let people tell us what we are supposed to and supposed to not do. Please don't do that to yourself. If you have something you want to do out there, go do it. Enjoy it. Life is short. Not anybody here is guaranteed, not the next second. So you might as well make something out of it and make it beautiful. So that's your future. If that's you, grab onto that. If there's something you want to try and do, go do it. Of course, not that it's ever hurting you or any of that, or you know what I'm saying. Use your common sense here. Don't be hurting yourself. And this one, oh my goodness. This is a heart transmission, and this is absolutely gloriously beautiful. She's holding her heart. Her angel, her spirit is showing behind her. That is us, you guys. Take that out there into the world. grab your chest once in a while. Remind yourself you have a heart even when you're pissed off. Okay? Be the best you that you can be. Take that out there, and I'm telling you, if you were standing by her, she'd be on fire for you because she would emanate so much heat and beauty from that soul that's right there. Okay? Take that out with you this week too. Try to use that in your life and let it help you. Okay? Well, listen, I really appreciate you guys hanging in here with me and letting me learn how to do these live feeds. Lucy, thanks for checking in. I'm so glad to see somebody was out there and let me let me know. And you guys have just a really blessed week. If I can help you, I'm Sage Heart Soul. Let me throw out some plugs here. I'm going to try to say this right. To Don Rumor and Julie, they do Saguaro Tarot. I got it wrong. I should have wrote that down. I'm so sorry. But Don Rumor, Rumer, really great. Also, let me show you a book too, guys. Hold on. These are some of the wonderful people I know that are in the industry and business. This is Scott Underwood. He shows up at school in my class when I go on once a week to my mentorship. Conferring with the Universe is a great book he wrote, and a lot of great information on it. And he says he's walked among angels and heard the voice of the universe. The beauty of that message is you can do the same. And he likes to get that out, and it's inspirational as well. And finally, of course, my shameless plug for myself. Okay. Anyways, this is my first book. I hope to write more. You're a what? Because sometimes you tell people and they go, okay, I got to go now. But anyways, I'm enjoying it. It's I think it's doing okay. I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet on it, but it's out there. And finally, I believe, now I could be wrong on this. I've been trying to get into the Phoenix Psychic Fair. There's one on October 8th, and I think there's another one in December. But right now I'm going to try to get to that one. And the update on my book is it's actually going to be present at the Miami Book Show in November, and there are over 200,000 people there that go to that. So I hope something great will come from that. So listen, you guys can find me at Sage Heart Soul, my website. You can, those of you who know me personally, you can give me a holler, reach out through Facebook, however you need to. If I can do a read for you, just let me know. We'll set up a time to do that. I can do them online too. They work just fine. And I appreciate y'all very much. And you have a great day, and God bless you, okay? And remember, we're going to keep touching hearts and lighting souls, okay? I love y'all. Take care.